Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Thomas. Today we're here with the Nostalgia Critic, and today, got it what a day, because we got Robin Hood, the Disney furry adventure. Yeah, basically it's the tale of Robin Hood told through animals, and Disney point of view. You'll understand once we get in there, huh? It's weird, you'll understand it. It's just... Anyway, let's get to it. Be sure to like, subscribe for more, hope you enjoy. Let's go!
This episode brought to you by Stamps.com. Why go to the store to get stamps when you can have them printed right at home for your convenience?
Let's begin. Lola?
No.
Next.
No.
Next.
No.
Really? Where's this
Oh,
go?
the upper half is kind of like a...
Camera.
No.
Yeah,
Next.
Malcolm, this is ridiculous. Not everybody has a secret furry crush.
Spoken like a true furry virgin.
Don't
What?
say
Bro!
those words together.
Look, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
agreed. Don't
everybody
do
is
that.
into this, but everyone has at least that one where they find a slight attraction.
Everyone?
Not really.
Everyone in our line of work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Definitely, if I was
I
watching
guess.
this right now, I totally believe we were all into this.
So it's only a matter of time before we find the gateway furry that arouses your intrigue.
Your wording is not helping this
Yeah,
process.
not helping you.
Next.
Really?
Do these count?
That depends. How does it make you feel?
Confused.
Everything about this
What
makes
is
us
going on
Then we're on the
here?
right track.
No, we're not.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have
You
to.
don't have to. Thank
There's
you.
no doubt about it. The furry community has become a big thing since I started this job. It's come a long way since my Space Jam review when I talked about the sexualization of Lola Bunny.
Have you ever seen a bunny that you actually had the hots for? That hardly seems like a very profitable demographic.
How wrong I was! It turns out there's a huge community that loves these type of characters. And, like many of you, my reaction was probably similar to yours. Stay the hell away from my cats.
Yeah,
But as the
okay.
community grew and I got to know more of them,
Okay,
it seemed
calm
like
down,
the people
buddy.
into that were the outliers. I'm sure there's creeps like there are in any large community, but the ones I've known just seem to like their costumes, roll with the jokes made about them, and all around seem pretty harmless.
Not
The
looking for
community
influence,
has
trust
arguably
me.
been more accepted now than it's ever been in the past. But it is weird. Not that weird always connects to something awful, but it is weird. But I don't know, a lot of strange stuff people saw as weird in the past have become more normalized and even mainstream. To the point where I have to ask, does everybody secretly have one? The same way people joke about that person they change teams for, does everybody secretly have that one furry they change textures for? The answer is clearly no, because I do not. So that means not everybody does. I mean, Gadget was okay, I guess, but... No, she's a mouse. That's a mouse. I don't want to bang a mouse. Though I guess if
Focus.
you change the ears and the nose, it's basically a woman. Dude, she's like 3
Ah,
inches tall. What would the
case,
children
you
look
know.
like? This is crazy. Crazy like that skin-tight jumpsuit. Damn it, why'd you have to show that slide?
See? I knew we'd find at least one.
Okay, fine. But you know what? I'll just say it. I'm a guy. Guys are into weirder stuff when it comes to sex.
Hey, that's
pretty indisputable.
Yeah, no, you're right.
True.
Yeah, so you're not gonna get them on anything.
Is that so?
Sure.
Any thoughts when it comes to this one?
Oh.
No.
Wow.
Seriously?
Here we go. Robin Hood. I'm not even sure why they came up with
Though
this.
definitely viewed as a Disney staple, 1973's Robin
It's got
Hood has
the
gained a
animation
following
stuff.
for,
Look at this.
different
Weird
reasons.
stuff?
Watching it years later, it's not hard to see why. Or maybe for some it is hard. Without even realizing it, this movie hit on all sorts of, shall we say, unique curiosities.
Adult jokes.
It's actually pretty hilarious watching this movie with all the, I'm assuming, unintentional innuendos going on. But even if you don't get a big laugh out of those moments, the movie's a pretty enjoyable good time. Despite, I guess, it not getting the best reviews. Many critics said the film lacked the epic qualities and artistic merit both the story and past Disney
Whoa.
films possessed.
Sure about that?
Yes, I can see where they're coming from, but I feel like the movie makes it clear it wants to be a more laid-back and comical telling of the story. But when it does need to be adventurous or romantic or large in scale, I think it meets that criteria fine. It just doesn't surpass it. The film was so popular it was actually the start of Disney releasing their animated films on home media. And when they saw
Really?
how many families
This is
bought
the
and
first?
watched it repeatedly, it gave them the inspiration to release the rest of their films as well. Man, imagine if they start with $1 Million Duck. Maybe we'd never have this on physical media. Part of the charm of the film is the casting. Everybody brings a literal unique voice you can instantly grasp and gravitate to. Several of them were known for their works in westerns because, well, the
Yeah.
film was originally going to be set in the Old West. Yeah, isn't that strange? When that idea was scrapped, they
Western
found they
Robin Hood.
loved the actors they hired so much that they didn't want to get rid of them. So that's why jolly old England has a sudden influx of what sounds like banjo-playing prospectors. So, how did this animated classic win its way into our hearts aside from,
Well,
other reasons? Well, we're gonna take a closer look to find out.
this
And look, don't judge us too harshly, okay?
Yeah, Kimmy Schmidt found him attractive too.
When you were little, did you think he was handsome?
Are you kidding? That voice and how he didn't wear pants?
You're
Yeesh.
comparing yourselves to a woman who lived her life in a cult?
If it was a Robin Hood cult, I'd be very into that.
You know there was a cult around Gadget.
Oh, see, Critic, now you don't have to feel
What?
like an outcast.
Okay, I'm learning way too much about all of this and all of you, and
Yeah,
that's why
yeah,
none of you
yeah,
are sitting
yeah.
next to me!
Whatever.
Please.
Let's Google random words until we figure out what other weird shit we're into.
Please
My
don't.
morning routine.
Ew.
Let's take a look at Robin Hood. But not in that way.
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be a weird one, I'm gonna say. Though, to be real, this is the start of the Disney VHSs? Huh. That's actually really interesting. Like, they have, like, bigger movies. And yet, this was the one that made them realize, okay, I can see a market. We can definitely see a market in the VHS. Let's go all out. Huh. Who knew? Now I'm kind of wondering what their first movie was that they released the DVDs. What? I'm curious now. You know? Like, think about it. This was the first one to release VHS, right? What was the first one released to DVDs? I'm kind of curious now. Anyone else? Anyway, well, let's begin the tale of Furry Robin Hood. What? I might as well just go with it. I mean, we are in a furry kind of thing. Well, let's get to it and see how many innuendos we'll be seeing. Let's go.
I like we open on this book of Robin Hood explaining what an epic figure he was, but the movie's like, hey, what's the story of that decorative doodle? Do they have a Robin Hood? Instant movie.
You know, there's been a heap of legends and tall tales about Robin Hood, but we folks of the animal kingdom have our own version.
The funny thing is, you'd think a Disney movie where humans replace animals entirely, you know, with them walking on 2 feet and everything, would be very common. Weirdly, though, there hasn't been one before or since until the DuckTales movie in 1990. And after that, Chicken Little in 2005. Believe it or not, we actually have more Disney films where people are replaced with transportation than animals. That is odd.
Huh.
It's the story of what really happened in Sherwood Forest.
Oh, Grandpa's drunk and humming the hamster dance again. Actually, that is kind of the history of that song.
Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest.
As mentioned, Robin Hood and his merry man, Little John, rob from the rich to give to the poor and are constantly hunted by the Sheriff of Nottingham.
You know something, Robin? You're taking too many chances.
You must be joking.
That's Brian Bedford as Robin and Phil Harris as Little John. And if you think he's eerily similar to Baloo, it's because he pretty much played him all his life.
But we never rob. We just sort of borrow a bit from those who can afford it.
Ah, a socialist film. Wait, taxing is bad in this movie too. I don't know what this movie's political lean is. We're introduced to hands down the best characters in the movie, Prince John and Hiss, played by Peter Ustinov and Terry Thomas.
You have an absolute skill for encouraging contributions from the poor.
Disney may brag they have gay characters now, but we all know these two beat them to the punch. That and like 4 of the dwarves.
And how well King Richard's crown sits on your noble brow. I've told you never to mention my brother's name.
Yeah, that's not the only time he's choking the snake. Seriously, not since the Chipettes sung Getting Lucky With You have I asked, what is gonna happen to these reptiles?
Please don't do that. You have a very loud thumb.
And it reminds me too much of our Saturday night roleplay.
Ew.
It seems Hiss can hypnotize people because Khan could do it, I don't know. And he used it to convince John's brother, Richard, to go on his crusade.
Hypnotism can rid you of your psychosis. No, none of that. None of that.
That's how you got me to go on the first date with you.
Yeesh.
In fact, how'd you get this position? In fact, what is your position?
Good at all position. Good at all position.
Stop it.
Not even 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? Also, John, There we go, John. Like, the whole, mommy. I'm not sure that's actually how John was, but what? I'm just gonna ignore that. Let's just move on. And apparently we got cross-dressing now. Look.
And we got cross-dressing. This movie's gonna be DeviantArt bingo.
Get the dope with your horoscope. They may be bandits. Oh, Bobbycock. Female bandits? What next?
They remind me of me when I was a lady.
Gracious.
I told you no tongue in public. Just for that, I'm going to tie you up and sit on your face. Don't give me that look. I am literally describing what's going on here.
Yeah, no kidding.
From the mists of time, come forth, spirits.
For having such an elegant voice, Bedford does a good job with a zany range of characters for Robin to disguise himself as.
Naughty, naughty. You mustn't touch, young man. Tell me now, did me old ears hear someone singing a birthday ditty?
I'm tip-top all right, but I'm not as good as he is.
It reminds me of Babes in Toyland when Tom dresses as the fortune teller. I like when a stereotypical stoic lead is allowed to act
like a range of voices. And there we go again.
Literally every frame of the scene has a fur affinity page on it.
Yep.
They rob the prince, which makes me wonder how the hell he got all that off him without noticing. And no, that's not an invitation for you to
seriously.
And the coach falls apart because they stole half of that too.
Mommy.
And that again.
I've got a dirty thumb.
My God, I've never seen a movie do so much without realizing they're doing it.
Greetings from your friendly neighborhood tax collector.
Pat Butlin plays the sheriff, who I think would be that great a bad guy voice, but because he takes so much joy in the villainy he does, even to the point of announcing his arrival.
Here I come, ready or not.
He turns out to be almost as funny as the main villains.
Yep.
Have you no heart? We all scrimped and saved to give it to him.
Well, maybe if he didn't bang like, well, rabbits, you'd be able to save a little more. Say, where is the papa anyway? He's still in rehab.
Arms for the poor.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how everybody thinks Bitcoin works.
If only.
The blind man reveals himself to be Robin Hood, giving the birthday boy his hat and bow.
You've risked so much to keep our hopes alive. Bless you.
Bless you.
Is this the first Disney film with commercial breaks?
I think that's what they were planning for, but I don't know.
The birthday boy meets up with his friends to shoot the arrow, but it flies a little too high.
Where's it going? Uh-oh. Oops. Sorry, Marion.
No, this of course introduces us to Maid Marian, played by Monica Evans, who's playing a game with her lady-in-waiting, Clucky.
Well, hello.
Please don't kill Prince John. Mama said he'll chop off my head.
Oh no, the thumbscrews will be more than enough.
The kids get along with Marian, even the ones they clearly always took the first take with.
Mama said you and Robin Hood are sweethearts.
Oh, that was terrible.
And she explains how her and Robin used to be childhood sweethearts.
You see, that was several years ago, before I left for London. He carved our initials on this tree.
Though we don't see Robin and Marian together a ton in this, their acting really does convince us of their history. Keep in mind at the time, if you just had these characters meet up and fall in love in a Disney film, people wouldn't really question it, but giving them this backstory, even though it is off-screen, does sell it a little better.
I remember it so well.
You gonna have any kids?
Jesus, boy, read the room! I mean, how fast do you think relationships go?
Robin Hood's gonna have kids.
Okay, pretty fast.
Yep.
They played.
And again, it's Disney. What do you expect? I'm surprised they haven't brought up kids in the other films. Like, I'm surprised the Sultan did think like, okay, when I'm getting grandkids. When he saw like Aladdin and Jasmine hooking it up. Like, seriously. It's kind of funny. Anyway.
They make believe pretending the kid is Robin Hood rescuing Marian from the castle.
The hero gives his fair lady a kiss.
Oh, that's sissy stuff.
Then I will.
Not okay. Just because you look like a Lady Fox McCloud doesn't mean you can barrel roll into first base, you predator. You literal predator.
Did
I mention yet this movie has weird edits? Why does this fade out look like the last time we see a character alive?
Rip in peace.
Marian still dreams about Robin, wondering if he still remembers her at all.
Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Maybe, but memories
Now
not
help me hang this poster above my bed.
Not again, my lady. It's so Crusty.
It turns out Robin is also dreaming about her, but he's afraid too much time has passed.
Just marry the girl.
You don't just walk up to a girl, hand her a bouquet, and say, "Hey, remember me? We were kids together. Will you marry me?" Marion, my love, will you marry me?
Oh, darling, I thought you'd never ask me.
Jesus, Prince John and Hiss are taking things slower than these two. Andy Devine plays Friar Tug, who lets them know about an archery contest in which Maid Marian will give a kiss to the winner.
Maid Marian.
Maid Marian.
She's gonna give a kiss to the winner.
Kiss to the winner.
Well, that just sketches my facial proportion guide.
Yeesh.
Yeah, I guess I should talk about the animation a bit. Like a lot of Disney films at the time, they used the Xerox method, which meant the pencil drawings were printed directly on the cell instead of having them inked. In some movies, I don't think this style works, like the Aristocats or Rescuers. I think it looks a little cheap. But in a movie like this, where it's not only more medieval and rustic, but also stars animals, I think it complements the fuzzy textures. It reminds me of the sketchy illustrations in the book intro, so it doesn't feel out of place.
Fair.
Though I never understood why Hiss seems to be furry. Furry, yeah, I just answered my own question. I did an opening routine on it.
No one sits higher than the king. Must I remind you, Hiss?
Nobody must be longer than me. Speaking of which, who's this teddy bear?
I am Sir Reginald, Duke of Chutney.
Little John and Robin both disguise themselves to get into the tournament, and of course, into Prince John's heart. Obviously making Hiss jealous.
And now, Your Mightiness, allow me to lay some protocol on you.
That is my department in so many ways!
You took the words right out of my mouth, PJ.
PJ? I like that. You know I do.
Oh,
Sounds eerily similar to something else I enjoy.
Wait a minute.
Oh, 69ing. I love 69ing. Look, you can give me shit for these jokes all you want, but at the end of the day, they make more than I do.
Move it, creepy. Get lost. Be gone, long one.
I can't believe I'm being DiCaprio'd by a sherbet country bear.
The tournament of the Golden Arrow will now begin.
As the tournament gets going and Robin keeps hitting bullseyes, everyone clearly keeps trying to hit something else.
That's what you call pulling it back and letting it go, PJ.
I'm aware of the Kama Sutra.
Thank you.
Hiss literally looks up dude's skirts until he finds what he's looking for.
It's him. It's Robin Hood.
I'd recognize that exposed ball sack anywhere.
His cherry is burst, though, and Friar Tuck takes him out of commission. It doesn't take long for John to put together that the winner of the tournament is indeed Robin Hood. And thank God, because if not, there'd literally just be a naked stork standing in front of us right now. Not that half of these characters would mind. Marion.
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised that wasn't the case. Like, Robin Hood was someone else, or maybe swapped out with the actual stork at the time, just... Why? Like, do you imagine that? That would not look good on the king, and, well, just when you think it was Robin Hood, nope. Sorry, I don't know why, just the thought of him thinking, oh, I got you now, Robin Hood! Oops. Like, I couldn't imagine. Anyone else? Or is that just me? Anyway.
Pleads for his life, confessing her love for him, but it doesn't faze John at all.
Traitors to the crown must die.
That crown belongs to King Richard. Long live King Richard!
Long live King Richard!
He taxed us much more than you!
Are you sure?
No, really, look it up. Richard had to fund his crusade somehow. I expect a better history in a movie where chickens wear underpants. Little John convinces Prince John to let him go.
Sheriff, release my body. Not so hard, you mean thing.
I refuse to believe this movie does not want me to make jokes about it. Robin is free, but Little John is found out, resulting in a big fight and a big chase. Again, I wouldn't describe it as epic, but it is pretty fun.
Hey, who's driving this flying umbrella?
Okay, he's doing a football parody with the guards. Sure, whatever. And Prince John discovers Hiss in the barrel.
Coming.
Sound like our honeymoon night.
Okay, why?
Get out of that if you can.
Hate it when I get my Schwartz twisted.
I have nothing to say to that other than, why would you do that to him? Like, is that your, like, standard to get, like, the drunk guys, like, behaving? Like, I'm sorry, but why'd you do that? You didn't do anything wrong. He was trying to warn you. Yeesh. What's the Richard? There's a couple of them. Did you talk about Richard the Lionheart? Huh. I have to look that up. Anyway, moving along. And we'll pass this, so... Hey, it's hard to find
Robin
these
takes
things.
Maid Mary into his hideout in probably the most 70s song of the movie. Cat Stevens as a literal cat wouldn't be more 70s than this. But it turns out his hideout isn't so secret as all of Nottingham shows up.
Surprise! Long live Robin Hood!
It was kind of getting intimate here,
Yeah,
guys.
hey,
okay, party,
bad
I
timing,
guess.
guys, but
Let's
okay,
celebrate
I'll
by
let it
giving
go.
animation YouTubers something to edit for years to come.
A minute before he knows we're there, old Rob will snatch his underwear.
I hope you're keeping count at
It's-
home. There's
you got
literally
the
more
role, you're
overtones in
missing
this
the
than
edges.
Rocco's Modern Life cartoon.
Eh.
The song mocking Prince John is so catchy, even the sheriff and his start singing it, without realizing the prince is listening. This is a pretty great bit.
She's sure to be known as John the Worst.
Marvelous, merciful. You got it all wrong. The sniveling, groveling, wheezing.
Reminds me of another whiny orange ruler with little hair on his head who couldn't take a joke. That's right, Warren Harding. Crybaby. John raises the taxes so high, even the narrator gets thrown in jail. Guess he didn't pay his narration tax. And we get our big downer song of the film.
Every town has its
point?
ups
Just to
and downs.
Break Robin Hood's
Yeah,
spirit.
even the kids are in prison. What they do? Allowance
Jesus.
embezzlement?
If we were so down, we'd up and leave.
Jesus, why don't we just cut to the Pound and Lady and the Tramp? It's starting to look colorful compared to
I was
this.
expecting the
Well,
guillotine.
looks like I dropped by just in time.
At a nearby chapel, the sheriff takes the last bit of money from the poor box, causing Friar Tuck to finally lose his nerve.
I'll give you taxes!
How dare you scam people out of money? Our church was doing that fine.
Oh.
Friar Tuck is arrested, which is music to Prince John's ears, who's still obsessed with capturing Robin Hood.
Friar Tuck will be led to the gallows.
And Friar Tuck?
You'll be excommunicated for sure. Kids don't bring actual politics into this world.
Not ever the end.
Yeah, for as light as this movie is, that is a pretty dark suggestion coming off of an already pretty depressing song.
Yeah, no kidding.
Good thing we have literal gallows humor to lighten things up.
Don't you reckon we'd ought to give that there trap door a tap?
Well, boy.
Now I know why your mama called you nutsy.
3 testicles is nothing to laugh at, Sheriff. Robin catches news of the friars hanging and stages a jailbreak that night. They knock out one of the guards and take his place.
Put that pea shooter down.
Shucks, Trigger, it's only nutsy.
Dressed up like Robin Hood, dressed up like
Hey,
nuts.
God.
Suppose you sleep a little eyeballs. Why don't you, let me loosen that belt?
This was the horniest Disney production ever animated, and that's saying a lot.
No kidding.
Little John frees the prisoners while Robin tries to steal all of Prince John's riches.
Leave Becky and Alex. They've been fussy.
Man, that's a lot of gold.
Yeah, they sleep in the same room. He is literally licking his feet. Even Bert and Ernie would be like, boy, they just rub it in your face, don't they? I wish somebody would do more of that.
Hey. Yikes. Okay, that is one way to keep it with you, just in the room with you, but easier to steal. I think. Also, sorry, it's been on my mind, but wasn't Robin Hood an alias? I don't. They're kind of treating it like it's the actual name. I mean, the initials were RH. They were kids together. Seems odd, don't you think? Anyway.
In all seriousness, the scene is pretty great. It's like Mission Impossible for kids, mostly quiet, building up the inevitable outburst of action you know is around the corner. The quieter it is, the more tension it builds. Take one guess
You're
what
just
he's
like-
dreaming about. Oh, Scarabi, you'll always be my
Sorry.
Lion King.
So who breaks it? Kind of curious. We're just waiting for the. There we go.
Kiss your porno music woke me up again. Whoa! This climax is
Hey,
a
you're
lot of
hitting
fun,
me.
with a lot of kinetic energy, good
Whoa.
laughs, and some decent action.
Yeah.
Even if not every performance is perfect.
Mama, wait for me.
If Willy Wonka's not carrying memes where a 3-year-old, she
No,
would be
stop.
it.
Go back.
Robin is trapped in the castle as pretty much everything is trying to get him. The suspense builds higher and higher as the music slowly becomes
sure,
Sleeping
just-
Beauty. Robin jumps, seemingly not having made it. But he outsmarted them and lives to fight another day.
It's so miserably unfair.
By the way, if you're wondering, what the hell happened to Maid Marian, as she all but vanishes from the film until literally the last minute? It turns out there was an alternate ending where Robin did in fact get injured and Marian tries to nurse him back to health. John follows him and tries to kill him off, but King Richard returns and takes back the crown. It definitely feels more like a complete ending, but honestly, the one we got isn't bad. It's just a little quicker and to the point. The narrator says King Richard returned and fixed all their problems right up.
King Richard returned and, well, he just straightened everything out.
Well, he didn't straighten out things too much. We wouldn't have half a movie if he did.
True.
Robin marries Marian, and we get a moment I always thought would make more sense when I grew up, but honestly it just raised more questions.
How come you're going? Well, Robin Hood's gonna have kids, so somebody's gonna keep their eye on things.
You know what? I don't think that's a good mom. She lets her son have a weapon, drags her kids to jail with her, leaves some behind. She lets others run away to be a burden on her savior's honeymoon. Someone should rob her of her kids and give them to DCFS.
Well, folks, that's the way it really happened.
Well, the orgies might have been exaggerated, but... Oh, we cut that out of this version? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, never mind.
And that was Robin Hood. I honestly still find it a very charming movie. Like I said, I can't say it's one of Disney's greats, but its laid-back attitude, instantly likable cast, and clever choices of animals representing different characters makes it a fun little adventure. Everybody is just dripping with personality, and nothing else, I swear. You just feel a sense of fun whenever any of these actors say a line. I kind of wish I was a fly on the wall just listening to these performances being recorded. For a lot of kids, this is their introduction to the character. I know it certainly was for me. And I think by having the book in the opening and showing him as a human being in another story, that kind of shows there are other versions, and they're worth checking out. But I don't think this is a bad introduction for kids. I think it establishes right from the beginning it is going to be more of a laid-back version, and I think the charm and the way they tell their story does really rub off.
I'm not surprised, right?
Speaking of rub off, yeah, the innuendos, though, like I said, probably unintentional, are freaking hilarious. Again, I don't think that was the point, but it does make for a different, yet still equally funny experience watching this from a kid to an adult. Regardless, everybody works off each other great, whether you read anything into it or not. True. I can't say it's a great epic, but I can definitely say it's a great time. And you know, there's a lot of weird stuff in the world, but weird doesn't always mean bad.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, what were we so afraid of?
Like someone's gonna track us down for this stuff?
What the hell?
Hello?
Nostalgia Critic, it's the sheriff.
It's the sheriff!
Yeah!
Sheriff!
We know about your perverted ways, you heathen sons of bitches.
But Sheriff, it's nothing like that.
I've never even met a fox before!
Yeah, they get down and force me like cartoons!
I don't even like things without lines on them!
Come on, man!
Pieces of shit better pray to whatever furry god you believe in, because on the count of 10, I'm gonna fill you with so much lead, even lead paint would get lead poisoning from you.
What the
One,
fuck?
No!
three, pie.
Wait.
Now that's how you clear a room.
Walter? What are you doing?
What are you doing here?
I heard about this get-together, and I just need you to explain to me this embarrassing crush that I have.
On who?
Sure. What is it?
Well, I've never told anybody this.
Walter, it's okay.
Come on, it can't be that bad.
All right. Since I was a kid, I've been attracted to the California raisins.
Oh, Walter. Bro, that's easy to explain.
It is?
Yeah, you're a freak.
Yep. Dude, it's food.
Cock blocker.
You deserve it.
I've got a dirty thumb.
Yeah, you know, honestly, I don't remember much, but it's still pretty incredible. Though, I don't think people remembered it, like, if they did have that alternate ending. You know, Robin Hood getting hurt, probably shot through the shoulder or something, because I can hear back in the day that's a death sentence sometimes. Though, him just lost everything, be like, I will end this once and for all! Oh. Hey, bro. I'm in trouble, aren't I? Like, you can imagine that happening. Anyone else? I mean, not sure what else they cut, but still. the innuendos, the furry bait. I mean, you know this thing had it all. Well, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. And until next time, let me know what you guys think of this movie. Did you see it? Let me know. Until next time, see ya.